And welcome back, everybody. Waffleboard breaks. Here we are, Sunday night double box break. 34 boxes and 33 boxes are the box odds tonight. Just getting better every break. Of course, we're going to be doing two this week again. We're back to two. We're going to do Tuesday and Thursday this week. We've been doing just the Wednesdays the last couple of weeks since the season ended, but feeling good about this week. We're going to do two. Like I said, we'll see how we go. Obviously, if it doesn't fill Tuesday, obviously, we could always wait to break it and hopefully fill up by Wednesday. Same thing with our Thursday. I'm hoping it'll fill. I'm able to discount last couple spots to get us filled, even go to community spot if we have to. We've done that for a couple times in the last several breaks. But like I said, it is the middle of summertime. Obviously, football starting up soon, hockey starting up soon, basketball, everybody's getting ready for. Of course, baseball is going into our dog days of August right now, August 2nd today. So no holidays, nothing but heat and baseball, regular season, and camps. So everybody's getting ready for the camps. I know there's a bunch of different stuff I've been seeing on like on the NHL TV. Obviously, seeing different the Gretzky Olenka, I think tournament was looking on there. I think there's all kinds of stuff, off season stuff. Of course, the rookie camps are pretty much over. I think most of the players that may get some time early in the season have signed already their entry level deals. The couple players still unsigned. Wonder where they're going to end up. Like I said, we did see Mantha did finally sign. It was a big deal for him. I'm wondering, like I said, I'm still wondering where Tarasenko is going to end up. I don't know if Tampa has room under the cap, but I think that he can use another talented forward. Probably in their second or third lines. Like I said, look at the way the looking at one of the Tampa sites had the projected first two lines, and third line gets a little sketchy. So I'm thinking maybe he bumps somebody down from that second line, and that Tarasenko play some second line minutes. That's what I'm hoping to see. I'm not sure if there's money under the cap, and if he'd be willing to come to Tampa for another shot at a ring. Of course, he won with St. Louis. He still has NHL skills, so like he's no longer a first line, 30, 40 goal scorer, but he can contribute, especially on the power play. Playing with other talented players, I think he'd fit in well with Tampa. I've never seen anything to disrespect his game, his attention to the professionalism of the sport. So he's not somebody who's going to slack off his last couple years in the league. But like I said, he's not quite as celebrated as a guy like Corey Perry was. But yeah, I see those players can adapt. Obviously, Jonathan Taves had to took it upon himself and moved on to Winnipeg, and they're looking to possibly signing him back in Chicago for the end of the Kane era. So it'd be nice to see if Kane and Taves could kind of keep things upbeat in Chicago until, of course, Bedard comes back, and they have other good young players like Oliver Moore and Kanserov, and those guys need the veteran presence. I think Taves and Kane can bring them. Of course, they're more at this point in time. I mean, Kane still is performing pretty high level. Not an 80 game player, but he's a 55 to 65 games probably will give you. But like I said, they're natives. They're blessed. They're icons in Chicago. So it'd be interesting to see if they bring in Taves. I'm sure he'd be open to the suggestion. Obviously, you want to play in the league as long as you can. I don't think he's quite finished, but these guys want to go out on their own terms. But we'll see if he has any time left in it where he can play sometime in Chicago while they're waiting for Bedard to come back. But that's like I'm not a Hawks fan, but that's still kind of cool to see. Been doing a good job getting stuff in ready for the reload. Got about 10 or 12 that are going to have ready for us 2 weeks. So we got another good week. We're going to do two this week, then obviously the double next week, and then maybe the two next week. We'll see. Obviously, 17 is the trigger box, so 17 comes up on either of the two randoms. 17 is the top box of just above 43 in the picture there. 17 is the trigger box, so if 17 comes up either the first or second box, there will be another box open completely free of charge as a thank you to you guys. You guys are a great community. I appreciate everybody here, whether you're here just for Sundays or if you're here for the Facebook stuff on the midweek stuff. You guys are great. You supported me for, we're over almost 3.5 years now. We're going strong. Boxes 686 and 687 tonight. Well over 700 jerseys. We've had double jerseys in the past. And I think I've got about 14 or 15 different people in tonight, which is good. Like I said, you're a pretty dedicated group. Even if you come in, grab one spot. What's up? What's up, Steve? Nice to see you to close. Looking for the closer mojo. I was good to reach out to you. You were able to grab one of the unsolds too. You got the Pulak. Like I said, I sent you out the text with a couple others we got coming in the 2 weeks in the reload. So that'll be fun. We'll see if we hit one of these guys before that. Obviously, Sorokin. Obviously, we have Sorokin, which I could list on eBay, and that got scooped up pretty quick when the unsolds got posted. So the Sorokin is a nice jersey, but I'm not able to post it on eBay, as well as the Binnington. So that's why they're all part of the unsold batch. And of course, it was going to be unsold on eBay. I don't mind that. You guys are great. Like, I know some people don't do eBay, so it's a chance to grab some spots, when they're come up for, most of them are at a reduced rate to the minimum bid on eBay. So like I said, it's great. Like I said, I don't mind throwing out there because I know you guys do a pretty good job of cleaning up the unsold before we break. And like I said, down to 33 boxes tonight. So that's as good odds as you can find. I don't know what the deal was. The Pulak, basically it got flagged for some reason, and that was only one time I tried to post it. And then the Bainton was in the next reload, and that got flagged. So I'm not sure why. And then the 2 reloads ago, or maybe this last reload, we had actually 2 reloads ago, we had a Michael Handzus jersey in there, the Kings jersey, which was fine. But we had a Michael Handzus Slovakian League jersey, and that got flagged. So fortunately for me, it actually got hit within a couple of breaks after it got flagged, and we posted that reload. So that was one less I got to worry about. But I still have to worry about Sorokin and Binnington. I don't even try to place them up anymore. They don't give a reason. They just say there's something in the verbiage that's causing an issue, but all the listings are the same. So I think they just maybe, I don't know if they pick and choose. I have no idea what the real reason is. Like, I don't even know what to change. They don't actually highlight something that says you can't say this. I don't know what the story is, but like I said, I've been seeing a lot more breakers. Obviously, even just jerseys. There was a guy, Chomp something. They do a case of Gold Rush jerseys, six box case of Gold Rush jerseys. They've been doing that every week, so they've done at least 3 cases. I think maybe it's the 3rd case, or maybe 4 cases they're on now. So they have no problem with them listing, total random, no knowledge of what's in the box, is completely blind. So I'm sure, like, they do want everybody. I do understand they do want everybody as eBay live breakers, but I mean that's more just money in their pocket for that. Like, I guess they can just so they can help promote them, or they just, I don't know, they accept some sort of liabilities. I don't even know what the benefits of that. Obviously, they promote them within, but I just I don't know if, I mean, my the money I bring in for eBay and for myself is not going to be enough to matter either way. And if they basically told me I couldn't post anymore on eBay for some reason, like, I mean, you look at my feedback. I've been doing eBay for over 25 plus years. I got like 15,000, all 100% positive feedback. So if they want to yank my listings completely for some reason, have at it. Like, I mean, it's I don't buy as much stuff on eBay as I had in many years. And like I said, they're just, they're not necessarily evil at this point in time, but they're just, you use it for advertising, because you always like to have somebody see your spots that's never been here before, stop by for a break, whether they want to watch it live, whether they want to grab a spot. But, I basically look at it, to me, as kind of like an advertising fee, basically, for what eBay does, because it doesn't help me, one way or another. I mean, the spot prices, you see I have like a dozen of them go unsold. I mean, that's no money out of my pocket to eBay. of course, and then the stuff I can list on Facebook, they're not involved in that at all. But like it's it's just one of those things. I've been doing eBay for so many years. I'm comfortable doing it, buying and selling. And like I said, we've been doing on eBay here pretty much from day one. So they can have at it if they want to flag something and say I can't list it. I'm not going to bother trying to fix it. I'm just going to let it slide. I'll just list it. With the unsolds. I mean, it's not like I could see if it was like a dozen listings. They said, "Oh, these violate the terms of service" or whatever it might be. But it was just the Pulak first, and then the Bennington second, and then that Michael Handzus Slovakian League jersey. But I have no idea why. I don't know what the verbiage would be. Pretty much, it's almost like a copy and paste listing. So it's not like I write up each listing individually with special verbiage per like I said. I mean, I just changed the title. I changed some of the details as I check boxes. Obviously for easier search methods. If you're searching for New York Islanders, obviously I select the team in the body, but there's other Islanders in the break, so it's not that's not what flagged it. So I don't know exactly what it could be, and it's not worth beating your head against the desk or wall trying to figure out where their conflict is. But like I said, everything else pretty run smooth. I don't mind putting them in with the unsolds because I know there's always going to be a couple. So, but other than that, like I said, we're just doing the 2 boxes tonight, 1 in 34, 1 in 33, which is pretty good. I hope you guys are over with other breakers. Of course, we'd like to support Nick F is doing his stuff over on Whatnot Tuesday and Thursdays as well. He starts a little earlier since our claim is at 8. He starts streaming usually 7. I think he's back from suspension, so he should be over on Whatnot. I don't know if he's going private still. I know he was talking about doing that, but I didn't see either of his shows last week, so hopefully he's got that straightened out. If he's doing it private, definitely reach out to him, or I'll try to connect you with him so you can get into his streams. Well, Tuesday and Thursday over on Whatnot, he has he reloads up to 40 boxes each of the nice, great jerseys. And then, of course, Daryl's doing his stuff. We got a break to open, I believe, tomorrow noonish, or is it later, 4 o'clock? I'm not sure. If your Dale's in the room, give a shout out. But he does Facebook claims posts, and he's down. I think he's in the high 30s, 36, 37, 37 boxes tomorrow. So that should be fun. Like I said, I hit the Lane Hudson there, so I'm waiting that'll be shipped out to me at some point in time. So that's a very nice addition to my PC. I'm very, very happy for that hit. Like I said, we'll see. Like I said, it's Big Al, of course, still doing some East Coast boxes. I know he does his multi-sport stuff on the weekends. I don't know if he broke that tonight. I don't know if he breaks that on Sunday. He may have. I usually don't get over to watch anything on YouTube on Sunday nights, but I know he does a multi-sport for several days claims, and then there's unsold as well. But and he still has some East Coast. I think he has 2 more boxes left. I think will be on Monday. I think that's the last 2. I don't think the new series is ready yet, so keep an eye out for that. If you go over to Big Al's, make sure you check out. I don't think he has. I don't know if he bought anything in between, but I think he does have a couple more East Coast from the Series 14 left. But like I said, doing here, still going strong. I did a good job of doing. I managed to run into one of my old buddies from a different breaker, and he was selling some stuff, and I got some nice jerseys coming in for 2 weeks from now. So as of right now, I think it'll be maybe 12. See if I can grab a couple more before then. I got one I got to ship off to JSA, but that won't be included. And then of course I have backups of stuff that's still boxed up, but I can always hold off on those until a later reload. But here we're going strong. Like I said, still getting there as we get closer and closer to the season. Obviously, I won my fantasy league last year, so I haven't quite enjoyed the off season as much. Got to get ready for the next year's draft, and we do a jersey league as well. But and I had the first pick last year. I didn't have as great season, but we'll see as that goes. So good luck, everybody, tonight. Jerseys are all here, of course. 17 is our trigger box. All the rest of the boxes are on the table and the shelf. We have, what are we looking at? 13 from the most recent reload. 13 of the 16 boxes are left. We have 8 of the 13 still left from the second to last reload. And then we have 6 from the, I guess that's the May reload. And then the older stuff all there in the left column, including the trigger box, 17. And then all the other boxes, there's 2 double box runs and 2 single box runs, as well as the box 17 trigger box. So let's get going. We're not going to wait too long. It's 10 o'clock. Started a little late for you guys tonight, but I know everybody watches, if they're not here live, but watch it on the replay. I post that shortly. Of course, I will post the spot price preview as soon as I can tonight. I'll get working on that right away, and that'll be good for both of the boxes this week. This will stay the same. So no matter what comes out Tuesday, if it's a monster, if it's a mid-level, or if it's a low-level guy, the prices will be the same for the Thursday box. So even though the odds, of course, will be better, we'll be down to 32 for Tuesday and 31 for Thursday. No matter when we open them, it's the postings, claim post will go live on Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m., just like normal. We haven't done that in a while, but that's how it's going to be. Same spot prices for both of those boxes. It's not going to change no matter what we hit. So back to that. We haven't done 2 in a while, so it's going to be fun. So let's get going. We'll see what comes out tonight. 17's a trigger box. If not, if that hits, we'll open up 3 tonight. But other than that, we'll definitely open up 2 boxes this evening. So what's up? Oh yeah, so take your time. Like I said, it's coming to me for the PC. Like I said, I haven't decided how long I'll hang it on display before I think I'll have the box. I was thinking about whether it was closet worthy. I have a select few that are closet worthy, and I noticed that I don't have either of the Hughes brothers hanging. They're both of them are in the bins, folded up in the bags, and they're both reverse retros. I have a Canucks reverse retro Quinn and a Devils reverse retro Jack, and for some reason I didn't deem either one of them closet worthy, but I decided I had to start taking stuff out of the closet and make a little more room, because I do have the couple jerseys came in that I want to be able to hang up. So, but I do have to take some room. So there will be a little bit of attrition in the closet, not going into the boxes, but they were moving from the closet, hanging up neatly to the folded up in the bags and the bins. And so in some internal space making for myself, I decided, I think I have 4 different Miko-Rantanens. So I think all 4 of those are going to go into the bins, as well as the 2 Stamkos jerseys I have, which is, it hurts to do, but I already did it with I think the Hedmans are already in the bin. So I used to have all my Bolts jerseys hanging, but I just ran out of room, especially with some of these monsters I picked up, semi-recently. So got to do what I can to make some room in that closet. But so that's one of my projects I'll get to at some point in time. I got to start folding them up, getting them into bags and getting them into the bin. So then, like I said, no rush on getting that. Hopefully I'll hit. Maybe I hit tomorrow if that opens. Maybe I can hit again. I'd like to have a big package coming from northern New York, technically Canada, but just across the border. So we'll see how that goes. On the side, like I said, so you might be you might, like I said, that's the kind of one you should, you get like an affordable, cheap frame up, and that's just a nice jersey with the 3 SIGs. That's one that, like I said, it's a custom, so it doesn't matter that you can't see the front. It basically, you want to see the Triple Crown, nameplate, and then of course the Taylor Sindler and the Charlie Simmer and of course Marcel Dion. So speaking of which, I think I have a Marcel Dion in the reload. So there is, like I said, I happened to come across one, so that is one of the ones that's going to be in this next reload. But that's 2 weeks from now. So as we get closer, I'm going to throw the pictures up. And I gave a little sample to Steve, so he knows there's some aisles coming. And the nurse Marcel Dion, it's a Gold's jersey, so that's coming too. So just happened to come across it actually after you hit yours, the Triple Crown one. So that's kind of cool. Have that come in there as well. So, but good luck everybody tonight. Yes, no rush getting that in the mail. Like I said, I'd rather just get here at a time when I can sit down and crack it open and enjoy it. So, but thank you much for that. Cannot wait for that to arrive. So good luck everybody tonight. Let me get my randoms up. Where's my list? I had to rebuild my list and my dice roller. Everything was off down here, so let's see what we got. Okay, there we go. There it is. Okay, very good. Okay, we do 5 or more for our dice roll, and then we'll random the first box, back that box number out, Then we will random for a second box. We'll do 5 or more again. So, let me get my sheet here. Let's do it. Okay. Very good. Boxes in here in order. Does not change. 17 is our trigger box, our oldest box. 2 double box runs, 2 single box runs. Then we got 6, 8, and 13, all the way down to 61. So good luck, everybody, tonight. Let's see what we got for you. Here we go. 5 or more on the dice roll. It is 6. 6 times the list. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. Let's do a little bit. There we go. 6 times it is. Okay, good luck. Good luck, everybody. First box, 6 times. 1, 34 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5. And the first box tonight is going to be box number 31. 31. Where's 31? 31's in the second to last reload. 6 times box 31. 6 times box 31. Okay. Good stuff. Let's back that out. Box 31 goes. Okay, 5 or more on the dice roll. Let's do it for a second box. And it's going to be 7, most common dice roll. 7 times. So 6 for the first box, 7 for the second box. Let's do it. Good luck, everybody. 1. There it is, 33 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the second box tonight is going to be box number 41. 31 and 41. There it is. 7 times. Box 41. 7 times. Box 41. Okay, let me back that out so it's not there for us Tuesday. I have to get used to doing 2 of them this week. It's been a while, so here we go. Box 41 and box 31. Okay. Let me back our dice out. Ooh. Box 41 and 31. 17 was close, right? Almost had a double. Bars, yeah, bars. I understand. I think I used to have 2. I don't know if I have 2 bars anymore. But 31 and 41. 31 and 41. 31's easy. 31's the top box on the left column. 41 is the second from the bottom. There it is. Box 41, box 31. Okay. 2 from the same run. Let me see what we got in this run. We got some good stuff, too. Okay, here we go. Oh, there could be some closer mojo. Here we go. Box 31 first. Box 31. Steve is feeling closer mojo. Welcome back, Steve. I know you've been for a little bit since I got two nice aisles in there with the Sorokin and the Pulak. 31 first. 31 is going to be it's closer mojo. Carter Hart, Philadelphia Flyers, now current biggest Golden Knights Stanley Cup runner-up. Carter Hart's Fanatics on the Fanatics jersey, orange for the Flyers. There we go. Just like that, closer mojo comes into play. Very nice. There it is. Carter Hart, Fanatics, 79. Fanatics jersey on the orange Flyers logo. Fanatics, Carter Hart. Congratulations. Closer Mojo does exist. One of the final 2 spots grabbed by Steve to close us. He has another chance here. Box 41. Box 41. Let's see what we got for box 41. Good luck, everybody. Where's my list? Box 41. Oh, boy. Okay. Good luck. Box 41, everybody. Box 41 is... Who is this one? This is Nick F. Congratulations. Jordan Bennington, Stanley Cup patch on the St. Louis Blues jersey. Jordan Bennington. There it is. Fanatics COA QR code. Jordan Bennington on the 50. This is pretty. Like I said, I like to show this one off because of the Stanley Cup patch. Of course, he's one of the all-time leading winners now in goal. Jordan Bennington. There it is. Stanley Cup champions 2019 on the Blues Fanatics jersey. Number 50. Number 50. Jordan Bennington, Stanley Cup champion. Number 50, Fanatics COA. Both of them are Fanatics COAs on Fanatics jerseys. Congratulations, Nick. Grabbing Jordan. Carter Hart on the closer mojo for Steve S. Congratulations. Very, very nice. Very, very nice for you guys. Very nice. Congratulations, Steve S. and Nick F. Very nice. Sorry, of course, for everybody that did not hit. Your odds have now gotten better for Tuesday. 32 boxes. Like I said, you guys know the drill. You guys were in those breaks where there's 40, 38, 36 boxes. 32 is pretty crazy. 8 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. Hopefully we can fill. If you can't, we can always roll it over to Wednesday night. I'm free to do that as well. But I will discount if I have to, depending on how few we're down to after Tuesday evening. But like I said, we're not locked in to have to break. But 2 boxes this week, same prices. Is going to be good for either of those boxes. So the spot price preview will go up tonight before we go to bed. I will have to enter in everything start on eBay on Tuesday anyway for next Sunday, which will be the last double box, I believe, before the reload. We'll get down, like I said, with 32, we'll be down to 30 and 29 next week. And then if we do 2 more, we'll be down to the 28, 27, and maybe 17 as a trigger box, so we can even have to allow for that to hit as well. So very, very nice. Yeah, next Sunday is the last double box before the reload will be going in. But we're doing 2 this week and then possibly 2 next week. We'll see how it goes. Of course, we're looking to fill these quickly on Tuesday and Thursday, break them both nights. And then, we'll be down to 30 going into next week, which is pretty fun. So 30 boxes will be next Sunday if we do, the Tuesday and Thursday single box run. So congratulations, Nick and Steve. 2 great. I'm glad you guys were able to stop by watching this live. I know Nick, I don't know if Nick was here. Was Nick not in? Nick's usually in. I know he's breaking, but not tonight. But congratulations to Nick. That may be showing up in one of his products, of course, over at Whatnot. Anybody's interested for the St. Louis Blues with the Stanley Cup patch. And, of course, the Carter Harts going to Steve S. Isles fan extraordinaire. But it's always nice when you hit your rivals. Of course, he's now with Vegas Golden Knights. But there you go. Closer mojo comes into play, grabbing the final 2 spots, and boom, one of those 2 hits. So congratulations, you guys. Thank you very much for the continued love and support. I will see you guys back here on Tuesday nights. I hope to have everything up tonight before we go to bed anyway. Look for that being posted. This video will go up as well as a spot price preview. Get you guys ready for Tuesday night. So thank you much, everybody. Till then, Waffle Board Breaks is out, and I will see you then. Take care, guys.